Hello, good day, good night, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Triple S Storm. Most of you know me as Captain Atumbo. I am the CEO of Youbitubical TV. And this is the press conference in regards to the Fortnite competitive lineup for Jamaica and in regards to where we will be moving forward. Now, to address the first situation, yes, we have cancelled the Spring Skirmish Series JA. I will be taking questions as soon as I finish doing the addressing. So, congratulations, and we appreciate every single person who has come here. Now, firstly, we want to talk about the reason for the Fortnite competitive scene and why all this started. Now, I have been playing Fortnite for about 2 to 3 years now, I would assume. And Fortnite is a tremendous game. A lot of people play Fortnite, a lot of people enjoy Fortnite. I too enjoy Fortnite, but there's always been a void in the community in terms of how people interact with each other and the significance of them playing the game. The competitive scene is something that is missing in Jamaica, and I thought that somebody needed to do it. And there's an old saying that if there is something that can be done and you don't do something about it, you're just as guilty as the person who doesn't do anything. So I did something. I started a Fortnite competitive scene and I started doing promotions. I started it with this Best of Jamaica tournament and then the Summer Skirmish Series JA. Both were two huge success, and that leads us to where we are now. We started this year with the Dead Zone tournament, and the Dead Zone tournament was also a huge success. And now we have made it to where we are right now. Spring Skirmish. We had faced many challenges with the Spring Skirmish. One of those challenges being the email system was not working, so people did not get their code and other information via email, so we had to improvise and send these emails to other people as well. So, unfortunately, we had data leaks. People gave the code to people. We had persons participating in the tournament who did not enter and did not sign up, as well as we had a few people who were colluding, as well as people who were just straight out cheating. Now, this has had a tremendous negative impact upon me as well as the Fortnite Jamaican gaming community, as this is not a show of good sportsmanship, nor is this a show of our true nature, as we are all gamers trying to enjoy ourselves, and as a content creator, I am trying to produce good content at the expense of my own. I will be giving so much money. I've given so much money away in these competitive tournaments from my own pocket. The channel, as you know, hasn't been monetized yet, and therefore there are no means of income that come from the channel, which means all of these tournaments, I am not being paid by YouTube for these tournaments. This money comes from somewhere. Now, the bigger issue is not with where the money comes from, but where the money goes, as I would think it would be unfair for me to pay a substantial or a rather small amount of money to people who are either colluding, cheating, did not enter the tournament, or has robbed other people who have gone through the effort to sign up and participate of the opportunity of winning these tournaments. This isn't about the money for a lot of us, like myself. This is more about the opportunity to experience something different and the opportunity to do something, create history, become the first person to win, the first person to participate, or the first person to become a part of. That is what this is about for us. And for me personally, I have pretty much accomplished almost every single goal that I have set out to do in my life, aside from hitting 1,000 subscribers, getting monetized, getting my first YouTube paycheck, and creating somewhat of a tremendous legacy in this world that I can leave for my children and my children's children. It is not of my greatest intent to cancel, postpone, or to put off any of these events. However, until we can conclusively and decisively determine the best way in which we can allow people who have done things the right way to participate without being robbed or cheated or colluded against from being robbed of their opportunity of winning these tournaments, I do not see any reason for me to move forward with these tournaments. So, effective as of yesterday, all results, participants, and everything involving the Spring Skirmish Series JA has been postponed and will resume at a later date of my choosing, if at all any solution has come to light. Now, a few other tournaments have been cancelled. That includes the Best of Jamrock tournament, or perhaps not cancelled, but we have reassessed the way on which we will be doing these tournaments going into the future. I believe the best way for me to do this is to do weekly opens in which anyone can participate, and that way there will be no restrictions on who participates, and also I can then go through the replay footage and I can see everyone who has participated, do the points, and ban whoever needs to be banned. On the subject of persons being banned, there are 2 persons who have been banned from participating in any current and or future Youbitubical competitive Fortnite tournaments, and those persons are DreYT and No Mercy. Both players have colluded multiple times during the course of the tournaments which take place yesterday, not only just in match 1 but also in match 2, as clear evidence is seen in replay footage of them teaming, sharing mats, along with other resources, and it is not within my personal interest to award any funding or any form of credibility to anyone who would willfully cheat their way to victory, or to anyone who would collude against other people to undermine them for simply trying to enjoy themselves and have fun. So both DreYT and No Mercy both are banned from all current and future Youbitubical Fortnite tournaments, and they are the main reason for which this tournament has been postponed, and any future tournaments are postponed and are cancelled. In other words, this is directly based on their actions, and their actions have caused serious consequences, not just to me but to everyone who has participated or would participate in the tournaments. As of right now, only 2 tournaments will continue, and that is the Girl Power tournament that is scheduled for later this year. No official date for that tournament, and Clan Wars, which will be a squad-based tournament in which all clans from all parts of the world are eligible to enter. At the end of the year, we will assess in how we will participate in the 1v1 Kingdom 2020 edition, and then from there forth we will then make decisions as to how we will go on moving forward in 2021 as it regards to Fortnite's competitive scene. It is unfortunate, however, but I believe that we should move forward with the Fortnite competitive scene in a FNCS manner, in which there are weekly tournaments, and then at the end of it, the person that holds the most points, those persons will receive the prize. That way there will be a lot more time to assess each and every participant of that tournament, spot colluding, more persons will be able to observe, and that way we will have a more efficient method of finding the persons or person who is having unfair play, the persons who are being teamed against, and also the persons who have been wrongfully accused of any actions or mishaps. I do apologize to every single person who is affected by this. I do know a lot of you were looking forward to these tournaments and are still looking forward to tournaments in the future, and it is rather unfortunate that this is the way that these events will participate. However, I have been doing this for quite some time now. The bigger it gets is the more trolls it attracts, and the more trolls it attracts is the harder it becomes for me to manage. In these times with me dealing with everything from my personal life, work related, and the current situation in which the world is. Being an essential worker as I am, it is hard to bear the pressures of work and then to put that aside, come home, try to enjoy myself by hosting a Fortnite tournament so others can then enjoy themselves and forget about the crisis of the world, to then have people ruining it and ruin the experience, not just for me but for all other persons who are participating in this tournament as well. Again, my sincerest apologies for the manner in which this tournament has ended prematurely, and also for the delay and or cancellation of future tournaments. I hope that you will all stay tuned for when I will announce any future tournaments, as well as how the formats will be moving forward, as I will not completely give up on the Fortnite competitive scene, as it is something that I truly enjoy. I am not a gamer, I am not a really good player, however, I am a really good observer and I am a damn good editor. I will make it my absolute mission to ensure that Jamaicans and people around the world get the best Fortnite entertainment content that is available out there via my YouTube channel, which means that yes, there will be tournaments that are hosted, and yes, that means there will be prizes. At this time, I will be asking anyone in the chat if they have any questions. Please ask your questions now, as I will be answering your questions in the order in which they are placed. Anyone has any questions, please, now is the time to ask your questions. Chiclan, you said really Yubi. Yes, Chiclan, it's unfortunate, but it has to be done. If we cannot find where the leaks are coming from, we cannot patch these leaks. If we do not know the persons who are giving the information away, then we cannot prevent the information from being given away. If we cannot prevent persons who are not participating from participating, and literally preventing other persons from enjoying the experience, or prevent other persons from getting their eliminations and their points in order to progress in the tournaments, then we have no choice than to cancel the tournament all entirely. Is the tournament going to happen? Team LW. The current tournament in question would be the Summer Skirmish Series JA, yes? That tournament will not be happening currently, as we are currently experiencing issues which started with the email system not working due to persons inputting emails that are either invalid or blacklisted, so the entire email system went down. I had to send emails to people individually. In terms of the competitive scene itself, will there be tournaments in the future? Yes, there will be tournaments in the future. I will not stop making tournaments. There will always be tournaments, and there will be different methods to which these tournaments are handled. It's possible. Yes, Chiclan, it is possible. It is possible. There are many ways in which I have thought of dealing with the problem. However, they are only 75% effective, as a few of them are 95% effective. More time consuming, but 95% effective, which means I would have to get a team of 5 different observers and my lawyer, and that seems to be quite a stretch right now, which we were advised to take legal actions against persons JYT and No Mercy. However, I advised against it, as it is not as serious as it should be. No collusion should be in any Fortnite and or any esports competitive tournaments. However, I do not want to take legal action at this moment, as I believe that that would be too harsh of a penalty, and it would not set a good example for the rest of the competitive scene. When is the Spring Skirmish going to happen? The Spring Skirmish might not happen until 2021 if there is not a way in which I can completely address the issue of collusion, as well as persons entering without applications and persons leaking the codes for the custom matchmaking to other persons. There is virtually no way to prevent this from happening, so there is no way in which we can actually prevent this problem in the future. So the only way we can prevent this problem is to not actually have the tournament at all. What we will be doing though, however, is we might be having weekly tournaments which will take place either on 876 Iconic Chips stream, or we will have tournaments take place on 876 Reborn stream, in which these will all be point-based tournaments, and the participants of these tournaments will then be able to acquire points, and over a period of time these points will be tallied. The person who has the most points at the end of this period will receive their prize, as well as second and third place. And depending on how the prize pool is set, if there are sponsors involved, there might be prizes for fourth place going on to 10th place. Any more questions, please? I am still answering questions for those who have questions to ask. Also, another thing, persons are required to not create new Fortnite profiles in order to enter these tournaments. No profile should be created in Fortnite Season 1 and or Fortnite Season 2 Chapter 2. All of the profiles that are used should be created in Chapter 1, as I'm pretty sure everyone that plays the game competitively has been playing since Chapter 1, which means these profiles must be created in Chapter 1, and no person should apply with their alternate profile. It must be your main profile. That way we can completely keep track of every single person who has entered this tournament. Any more questions? Chip, do you have a question? Dice, do you have a question? Team LW, do you have a question? Recoy Brown, do you have a question? Chai Clan, do you have a question? Jera Clan, do you have a question? Clutchy Kanisha, do you have a question? Vision Swag, do you have a question? OSG Starkey, do you have a question? Now is the time for questions, please. Ask your questions, persons, as I will not be answering any questions regarding future or current tournaments moving forward. All tournament-based information will be handled via a promo video, which will be announced on the channel. As you all are subscribed, you will see that video when that video goes live. The spring skirmish, I was not listening. The spring skirmish has been delayed until further notice, until we can find a effective method to prevent collusion from happening. Collusion meaning teaming or rigging these matches for certain persons to win, like in the case of what took place last night. And also until we can find an effective method to prevent people from leaking the code, which does not involve my lawyer sending anyone a letter. Until these conditions are met, the tournaments, the Spring Skirmish Series JA will no longer continue, as with the Summer Skirmish Series JA, the Best of Jamrock tournament, and any other tournament which involves a singular or a two-man team to participate, as we do not want collusion. Clan Wars will continue, however, as it is a squad-based tournament, and all clans will be fending for themselves. I do not believe that a clan would form a alliance with another clan in order to eliminate another clan from the tournament, as that would be a conflict of interest for both parties, and I do not see how they would benefit from that, as they will both have to go against each other at the end of the day. Any more questions? Clan Wars. Yes. Clan Wars. So Clan Wars, the date for Clan Wars has not yet been decided. Alright, Miller. Yeah, may I address the people them about the whole competitive incident moving forward. Alright, so the date for Clan Wars has not yet been decided. We are looking to a later date in this year, as Clan Wars will be a squad-based tournament. I will have 4 persons that I would have to pay for each team, which is first place, second place, and third place, depending on how the prize pool will be situated. So I will need a substantial amount of time to gather a substantial amount of funds. So the idea is each clan will have 4 members to participate along with a substitute, and then whenever one person cannot participate, the substitute will fill their place. This will continue over a period of time until the clan which has garnered the most points will win, or the clan that has won the most games will win, depending on the format that we have chosen. And then they will ultimately get the first place prize, and we will move forward from there. Any more questions? Do you have a question, Miller? Alright, I look forward to the LW clan participation. Alright, again people, I am deeply sorry for the way the events have turned out. However, I wanted this to be done in the most professional manner possible. It is unfortunate that it couldn't be so. It had to be an entire trolling event, and most people had to take it to another level, to another place in which we did not want it to go to. So we had to dismiss the issue the way that we did, in order to prevent problems, future problems, including wrongfully deeming persons as winners or wrongfully giving persons their prizes. So if there are no further questions, if there are more questions, please let me know. Alright, no further questions. Alright people, thank you for your time, thank you for your patience, and you will be hearing more in regards to the new format in which we will be doing the Fortnite competitive scene, and as to how pricing and placements will be taking place. We will increase the number of observers we have in order to ensure that all of these events are taking place in the most professional manner possible, as well as to prevent collusion and any form of interference in these tournaments. These tournaments moving forward will most likely be open tournaments to prevent persons from leaking information, and if the tournament is open and the information is leaked, it will only increase the numbers of persons that participate and won't affect the actual rules or the organization of this tournament, which means now moving forward anyone from anywhere in the world can then participate, as all tournaments will now be globally opened. Alright, thank you for your time, thank you for your patience, thank you for your understanding. Stay one by the tumbo and take care.